Howdy, 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 everybody. How we doing? Your old pal RKSTUD with you again. And of course, another episode of Robservations. Welcome. Thank you for continuing to watch these. We're going to talk about, of course, the LPW show from this past weekend. Give you the results and some things. There's some other things that it took me a few days to figure out how to do this because you guys always listen to me about these. So first things first. Of course, I got down to the Strand, got something just to drink, just sit around and put around till going down to the line and grabbed my ticket. Saw the ring announcer, who happens to be Tim Horner's baby brother, or maybe the older brother. I'm not sure which way it goes. And earlier this year, you all know, we had that big debacle, of course, of Orville dressed as a baby for Riley Reinhardt's match, and the downfall of that. So, and he thought I was being disrespectful about my actions and my responding to it. And I said, no. I do have some harsh criticisms, but I said, I'm always going to rate that fight for LPW, good or bad. I'm always going above and beyond, making videos to promote the shows, tell everyone online, on YouTube and Facebook, when the shows are. That's just me. So we talked. He said his side, I said my side. I'm not going to say it's going in one ear and out the other. But I'll just continue to agree to disagree. They feel that Orville, as he said, did some stuff that was totally obscene and things little kids shouldn't be seeing. I don't want my kids seeing that. So I'm like, all right, fair enough. Still not going to change my opinion on my side of the story or Orville's side of the story. Yeah, So fine, got down there and my friends were already in line, so they had a spot for me, which is fine. Then, just talked about bullshit things and good, how are you, that sort of stuff. And then get in, see the usual LPW fans there. Maybe some new ones. Show starts. And of course, Tim comes out, thanks everybody for coming, and tries to, practically in my eye, erase the last show. Which that last show, what we have? We had 3 matches, including the fight for Fremont that Boone ended up winning and to be the #1 contender. And I'll let you go back and watch what Tim says, just to kind of change things around. Does he not realize some of us are just remembering other stuff? And at no point do I recall Boone saying he would retire. And then Boone's music cuts and they go back and forth, make the main event. Of course it's the main event. But they also took a dig at AEW and Tony Khan, which I thought was brilliant. Speaking of AEW for a second, I had a friend go with his family up to AEW at the Huntington Center in Toledo, and it looked like there was a good crowd there. And then, but after I got home from the LPW show, he said, "Oh, we're still at the Huntington Center." I'm like, "What's going on?" Ring of Honor tapings, which went on till about midnight. Wow. And people were filing out during the ROH tapings, which I thought was, wow, rude and disrespectful towards the wrestlers and the athletes. Towards the wrestlers and the athletes. Duh. That really sounds funny. But back to LPW. And then Kenny Urban and Goose come out. They're going to sit with us to watch the first match, which is #1 contendership for the tag titles. Featuring the Buzztown Gator Boys. I forget the one guy. But then he had Too Bad Chad as his new partner. Okay, fine. Cool, we get away from other issues we had with the original ones. Against the Saint Brothers, who, like I said, if you go back through my entire page, go back to September 1st of last year, when they take on Boone and Nate Madsen. I didn't know it at the time. It was their first match. So since then, they have improved immaculously. Is that a word? And tremendously. So I'm on board with them. But whatever happened to the other #1 contender from last year, Studio 86? Yeah, it's just little things like that that, of course, some people are going to remember and not remember. Some people just go along with it. I'm not one of them, but all right, your show, do what you need to do. Fine match, Saint Brothers won. It's a pretty good match. Yeah, I'll watch, because you guys have seen that I've already put the matches up. And then Moonshine Sherman Walker comes out and talks to Kenny. Kenny's like, does his speech, and then all of a sudden, Goose Mask comes off. It's Dave, Ox, whatever you want to call him, with hair. I know. And he attacks Kenny. So then they make a match for later, which is fine. Fine, no big deal. Poor Kenny with the Goose Mask. I stopped after the music, but after that, there was a good scene of Kenny just holding the Goose Mask. I wish I would have continued and had it rolling, but I didn't. Done me. Did I miss? Did I miss Riley Reinhart and taking on Martian Webb? I know I filmed it. I'll have to go back and look. So a couple of young talents. I believe this was Martian's second time here. Riley, we watched since last year. We know the whole debacle with him and Orville. But that's here or there. They put on, for two young kids, they really put on a decent match. Then we had the referee talk. Because he just refereed his 50th match in LPW. And he's been doing all the shows lately. So, congrats to him for being the only rep there and for doing all the matches. And then we had intermission, and then Kenny Urban and Moonshine Sherman Walker match which went on for a little bit, 6-7 minutes. Not much to it. It was more storytelling, setting up what would come for later. But the thing that struck me was Kenny had a second goose. And I'm like, okay. So then after the show, this was totally unplanned. But everyone's leaving and Kenny's sitting at his merch table. Yeah, I'll chit chat for a little bit. Then I'm like, all right, I gotta ask. So unplanned, took the phone out, flipped it on, hit record. If you've seen it, you've seen it. Where the heck did you find that second goose? Off the top of his head, he gave the story. He improv'd it, and then I reacted to it. Oh, that was the best part of the show for me, was just doing that little bit with Kenny. You gotta watch it. It's, if you haven't yet, it's really good. And then of course the main event, which was only supposed to be 5 minutes. Tim Horner Jr., 5 minutes, Ben Boone. Well, they wrestled 5 minutes. Tim goes, you ain't gonna do that. Give him 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes? Still not a winner. Boone goes out. Gets on the mic. We're gonna go all night. And they wrestled for probably about 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes more, and then Moonshine and Ox had to come in and interrupt the main event, and Moonshine has to say he should be LPW champion after he just said he wants to be tag champ. Well, Moonshine, make up your mind. It's one of the two. You can't have both titles in LPW. Well, I'm sure you probably could. I don't think there's any rules that say you can't. So, with everything that's going on, 4 matches. For me, personally, what I need is the ending to Moonshine's and Sam Beal's story, if there's going to ever be a finish to that. It just goes back to what I just rewatched Odell Snow's shoot interview. Why do you go to a wrestling event? Well, you have questions. They give you the answers. If you still have questions, then you go to the next show if there's more questions. So it's a trend of, let's see, you want to finish the story, and this is the one story I want to see. Tim and Ben have seen plenty of times. You guys have seen it plenty of times on here. I've got some from Pro Wrestling Ohio there they've wrestled, and not fair to Tim on the way they treated him on the TV. So here's the problem with what happened to me during the show. I won't name specific people. But I felt like I was, besides my friends, besides Corey. Oh, another thing. When Corey got on the mic, I should have recorded this too, but I didn't. He did mention and say, there's Robin. He's been putting matches up on the website, keeping that history alive for Fremont history alive. I wish I would have recorded that for you guys. That was good. Well, like I said, there were people there that I felt disrespected me, treated me like I was a fucking plague. Excuse my language. So, I wasn't feeling too good about that. So, the next day, Madman texted me and just asked how the show went, and I told him. And he sent a reply back. Well, do you think someone messaged somebody and messaged people and talked shit about you? Which was in the back of my mind, but if he's thinking it and I'm thinking it, chances are it's probably probably true. This is a former friend and former business partner. He has his own YouTube channel. That I was trying to let bygones be bygones. You know, we ended the friendship, ended the business aspect of it because of people, his actions really. I won't go into the action detail. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you're watching this, I know you are. Because you're watching my shit. You've messaged me about my channels. You messaged me about my videos. If you think I'm going to take this and lie down while you talk shit about me and let other people believe what the fuck you say, that's on you, buddy. You claim to be a fucking Christian. I'm a fucking Christian too. So I'm not using bad language. Sorry. But as I was taught in Catholic school, in religion class, by the principal, Father Dennis Hartigan. And he says all words are okay, including the cuss words. That's one of the beliefs I've held. But for you to go and message someone and be a dirty dog and tell them shit about me, which isn't probably fucking true, you're just making shit up to make yourself look good. Oh, and by the way, no, he wants me to delete a video. This person does. Which, no, I'm not going to, because you're only just a little bit on the video. Everything else, I advertise things. I advertise things I'm coming up and I'm going to. I reviewed something. I reviewed the show. You are just a minuscule part of it. So, no. I'm not going to take it down just for your 2 bits. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry I came across in the video and revealed your street name. Oh my God, everyone can find out where I'm at now. You paranoid dick. But I would never tell people not to do anything with you. Despite animosities and the way that you ruined things for me and for other people. Woo! Thank you for that. That felt good, actually. Anyway, not sure when the next LPW show is, but as soon as it's announced, I will let you all know. So that way, that those that missed the show maybe can make the next show. And let's see where the show go, where LPW goes at this year. Wasn't too bad of a show. Thank you.